Alright guys, I got a 2010 Focus today that has a no crank, no start condition, and it's not battery related. Our first indication it's a theft issue with the theft system is you turn the key on, everything proves out like normal, and your theft light's blinking, indicating you have the wrong key or you think the key's bad or whatever. I'm telling you now, Ford Pat's keys are very, very reliable. In all my years at the dealership, I've never changed one for a Pat's internal transceiver issue ever, never ever. So, without heading to the hardware store to get a new key or the dealer to get one cut and potentially have a tow bill and everything else, I'm going to show you a few things to check that Ford kind of designed into these vehicles when they redesigned them in '08. And it's kind of like a flaw they designed in trying to simplify the ground system of the vehicle. And your big indication that the PCM, which controls Pat's on here, they got to talk to the cluster back and forth, is not responding. And you'll see those dashes right there. Those dashes means it's not the cluster's not talking to the PCM. PCM is not coming online. It's not powering up. So we got a theft light, and then we have dashes in the cluster. Now on some vehicles, I'm talking about a Focus right now, but on other vehicles with the no crank, no start theft light issue, and it'll show dashes in the cluster for the mileage. And that's how you know they're not talking either. So it's not necessarily a Pat's transponder or a key issue or anything like that. You need to get the PCM back online to the network first before you even mess around with that. So I'm going to go to the engine compartment and show you what I found on this particular vehicle that I haven't really seen in a while. And they had this problem on the Fiestas, because it uses the same kind of grounding system to simplify it. I don't know, save weight, save money on this thick, expensive copper wire. I don't know what the reason was for it, but unless everything's just right, you're going to have problems. Okay, back out in the engine compartment, we're going to do a few checks, and I'm going to show you what's going on. Everything we're going to check is right on top, and it's right in this area, so it's nice and easy. And the background I'm talking about is this one right here. Now it looks good, right? Bolt looks good. It's tight. The eyelet there looks fine. No corrosion. What's the problem? The problem is that eyelet, or the bracket that they bolted it to, was painted before they put that ground on and finished building the vehicle. So we have ground issues right there, but you'll never know because it looks great. So we're going to do a few checks here, and the reason why these cars are so they're so bad about the ground issues being perfect is that this ground goes over and it feeds all the modules on the car, so they have a good ground. So if this ground is bad, they're all going to either not work, or they're going to work erratically. So we're going to look at our terminals in the battery, both of them, not just the ground. And these aren't pretty, but they will have sufficient power to run that module. Cranking, a strong crank, it's a different story. But it will definitely power up that module, and we'll have a Pat's prove out, which this one does not have a Pat's prove out. It's blinking. It thinks there's theft going on because it's not talking. So we're going to keep looking at this ground, and we're going to go over here, and this is where you're going to need some tools. You're going to need 8mm socket, open-end wrench, combo wrench, whatever you got, 8mm though, and we're going to loosen this with a key on still, and this connector fully connected, and we're going to see if all of a sudden that it starts cycling. Okay, so you may start loosening it and you'll hear this. All the work that we need to do on this entails a piece of sandpaper, basically. What we're going to do is we're going to clean this, get rid of some of this paint. The actual threads in there are fine, okay, but we need a broader surface for that ground. So we're going to clean some paint off where the eyelet actually rests on it. And then we're going to clean the eyelet. You see there's some corrosion, it's no big thing, but we're going to clean the eyelet a little bit. But the main thing is cleaning that paint off where the eyelet sits, so it has a broader ground surface, and this won't happen again. Here's my example. I cleaned both sides, obviously, and got it nice and shiny again. And then I cleaned, there we go, I cleaned the little bracket that comes off the strut mount here for the exact area, pretty much, of where it lays. So you have that broader ground on there. And to protect this exposed metal, we're going to put the dielectric grease on there, and that'll protect it from corrosion in the future too. Same thing, I put it on both sides of this terminal, and then on there also. And then we're going to bolt it down, and then we're going to finish covering it. Tighten it down nice and tight, hand tight, nice and snug. The torque spec on the Fiesta is like 115 inch-pounds if you're into torque specs, 120 inch-pounds, and that'll be plenty tight. And then we got it all full of dielectric grease where it contacts, and now we're going to protect it even further with the final coat on here. And this is water resistant and all that, being silicone, and it's up in the engine compartment, so we're gonna not get that spray to wash it off with a high pressure spray from car washes or whatever like that. And just kind of cover the area, make it nice, don't glob it on there. Something like that, and they'll protect the whole area then with a nice coat on there, and we can go try it then. Alright, we got that ground fixed. Battery's charged up on this one, so I had a dead battery also. Let's see if it works. Turn the key on. Proves out solid. Goes away. No dashes in the cluster. Try to start it. No other errors. Now, this was another great example of not to overlook the basics. Fords usually don't have ground issues. These are new designs that cause new issues. So it's these newer vehicles, ironically, that have more issues than the old with grounds. The 13 and 14 C-Maxes, tons of problems with grounds. I don't know if they're using cheap plating on the terminals or what, but there's just ground issues like crazy nowadays. And this is just like, it's a good design for simplicity, but it should have been a wider ground base like that and some kind of protection on there to prevent this from happening with age. But we took care of it, and hopefully yours starts and runs and proves out like this one did. And if it doesn't, and you have PATS issues related to a no crank, you can make a comment down below, and if I'm on there watching, I should be able to respond and try to help you out.